Secret adaptation at Kaspa? I've discovered data that even surprised me. On May 5th, the hard fork is coming, smart contracts are finally supposed to arrive, native tokens and zero knowledge proof. But institutional partners like Mara Holdings and Fireblock are already involved and the market has barely reacted so far, but that can change very quickly. Today I'll show you why. Hello, I'm Marius from CNX Invest, and today we're going to take a look at why something is currently brewing in the background with Kaspa that most people aren't even aware of. The secret adoption of 2026. Let's start here with the core. On May 5th, the Covenant hard fork will take place, meaning smart contracts via Silverscript, native assets via KRC20, and even zero knowledge proofs. This will finally make Kaspa DeFi capable, and all without Layer 2. The Crescendo upgrade is already stabilizing Zeskend activity at the moment. Currently there are 10 blocks per second. The goal by Q3 is even 25 to 40. That is, of course, extraordinary for a proof-of-work network. And that is exactly the difference. Kaspa combines things extremely cleverly, proof-of-work with the so-called BlockDAG technology. While many chains operate sequentially, Kaspa processes blocks in parallel. This naturally means significantly higher speed, stronger and greater scalability, and lower latency. But now, of course, comes the crucial point: the institutional infrastructure that is secretly being built in the background. Here, for example, we also have mining participation from Mara Holdings or an ETF structure via Valor and integration with Cooper. Many major exchanges, for example, are also waiting for full Fireblock integration. Why? Because institutional liquidity only flows through regulated infrastructure. Additionally, stablecoins are coming via Casplex and IGRA. That is in Q1 2026. So, liquidity is the key to adoption. But now it gets even more interesting. Because the on-chain data shows outflows from exchanges. What does that mean? That of course investors are ultimately withdrawing their coins from exchanges and opting for self-custody, meaning hardware wallets. This clearly shows a hodling behavior. In other words, this can indicate accumulation. And this is exactly where the strategic question begins. Should you hold, buy, or sell now? Let's take a detailed look at the scenarios and at the chart, because it actually depends a bit on the situation. Let's dive into the chart analysis for Kaspa together. First, let's take another look at the big picture. As you can see, Kaspa has already pushed up massively after the launch. If you take a look at it, 12,000%, but then it was massively sold off. The current situation looks as follows. We had a massive sell-off here. On the indicator, green dots also appeared, which means those would have been exciting entry opportunities for me. Here, for example, a green dot appeared, which was roughly here. And after that, Kaspa really went up by 38%, so here. A green dot appeared, 38% upwards. And here, a small red dot appeared. In the end, that meant a bearish trend reversal here. That was roughly here. And since then, we've gone down by another 12%. What does the current situation look like now? We have now formed a small red dot on the indicator. What does that mean? That a bearish trend reversal is coming now. That means we are continuing to go down. In other words, at the moment I would be cautious with Kaspa, not buy but wait. I would wait until more selling takes place, until we reach the oversold zone down here and a large green dot forms on the indicator. And then I would actually get in, because historically those have always been the best entry opportunities for me. By the way, I don't just make my decisions based on a gut feeling, but I follow a method. For example, when buying and selling crypto myself, I rely on clear data. That's exactly why I use my 10x indicator. It reduces the chart to what really matters in the end. Instead of trying to interpret dozens of lines and conflicting signals, I get clear visual points here. And that's a big advantage, for example, in helping me understand the market. Here, for example, a green dot shows when the market is oversold, or a large red dot, like there was earlier, basically shows me when the market is overbought. In the end, this helps me take emotions out of my decisions and invest in a structured way. And if you want to use all the analysis methods, including the indicator insights into my portfolio market analyses, I also do exclusive Pennystock analyses, but ultimately also Altcoin Gems, Then check out the video description or scan the QR code here for either the 10X Elite, which is basically the complete package, or you can simply take a look at the indicator separately. It's extremely exciting. You can find all the information in the video description or here on the QR code. But what is my assessment now? I currently see Kaspa as structurally extremely interesting. Why? Because an infrastructure is being built in the background before the market even fully values it. For example, Artfork institutional custody, but also stable coins. All of this is coming together. The exchange outflows are also interesting. And it's not a meme hype, but rather an infrastructural development happening in the background. But I wouldn't go all in, instead I would be strategic. For example, DCA with a clear risk limit. If you now want to see the full analysis of Kaspa with all price forecasts up to 2030, then I'll link you to the analysis of Kaspa right here. Enjoy the video and see you soon.